using tangent and inverse tangent. Many mountainous areas have road signs that refer to the percentage grade of the road. An 8% grade, for example, means that the altitude changes by 8 feet for every 100 feet of horizontal distance. In the sign that's given, if you go from this point to this point, the road is going to increase in height or elevation of 8 feet. As you run longitudinally, horizontally, 100 feet. In many construction situations, the idea of percent fall or grade is used. Plumbing is one that is exceptionally important, that you must be very carefully picky with how you drain and slope off your drain lines, because if you have no grade, 0% grade, then you have clogged toilets. If you have too steep of a grade, then you have clogged toilets. It's that perfect like tolerance that people in construction have to be considerate of in order to actually maintain a functioning environment. In roads, trucks are sometimes not allowed to go down roads where the steepness of the grade is just too steep, or the road has to be marked with the grade so that the truck driver knows to either gear down or find an alternate route if that's available. Which function is the most helpful to determine the percent grade for a road sign where the angle of elevation is known as 9 degrees? Well, if you know the angle, use tangent. Because tangent of an angle is a number. How about question 2? Which function is most helpful to determine the angle of elevation for a road with a percent grade of 7%? Now, we don't know the angle. So if you don't know the angle, use arctangent, written with a little minus sign. Tangent, not written with a minus sign. Because of that, it's all about putting it into practice. So if you've got your highlighters and you got your pens and pencils, and you're even going to need a ruler for one of the questions moving forward. So have a ruler and we can begin answering these questions. Determine the angle of elevation of a road with a percent grade of 6%. That means the road is going to climb 6 feet every 100 feet that the truck drives. And that's pretty steep for a road originally. I think anything steeper than that has to be marked on the sign. Pay attention to driver's ed, and you can have that conversation come back and be like, LeBrant, you were right or you were wrong. It depends on what you're paying attention to. Since we don't know the angle of elevation, I'm going to give that angle X. And if you remember any shortcuts, if you don't know the angle, you use arctangent. So tangent inverse of 6/100. That'll be a degree number. That'll be a degree number. I don't go to the grocery store and listen to them say, please pay tangent inverse of 6/100. I want to know what that approximately is. So bring in the calculator. Make sure that you're in the calculator screen. Press trig and go over to tangent inverse. 6 divided by 100. That's the degree, 3.43 degrees. Now, there's other decimals after the 4.3. You can truncate right there at the 4.3 or whatever. Let's go to the next one. Flip the page. Determine the percentage road grade that should be used on a road sign where the angle of elevation is 10 degrees. And we're still using 100 feet along the bottom because if you want percent grade, we're just trying to calculate the opposite side. We know the angle. It's 10 degrees. So therefore, tangent of 10 degrees. We use the tangent function. Now, X is the actual percent grade that we need to determine. It's the opposite side, and 100 is the adjacent side. So we're going to solve for X by multiplying both sides of this equation by 100. 100. Therefore, X will equal 100 tangent 10 degrees. And I don't know how much that is. I don't go to the grocery store. Make change for 100 tangent of 10 degrees. I want to know what that approximately is equal to. So my calculator, just make sure tangent does not have the -1. 17% grade, holy cow. That is like going down Schoon. Do not do that on a skateboard. You should be very careful. Okay. Does the image in the sign accurately represent an 8% grade? So this is the image in the sign. And for us to have an 8% grade, what we can do is we can figure out the angle. So x would equal tangent inverse of 8 over 100. So calculator, tangent inverse of 8 over 100, which is 4.57 degrees. 4.57 degrees. Now, if I have my ruler out, so ruler I'm out measuring here, I'm going to use centimeters, millimeters more accurately. I got 2.4 centimeters. And on the sine, I've got, you can check it yourself as well. I hope that you're able to measure as well. I got 1.2 centimeters. So then the tangent inverse of 1.2 over 2.4, is that going to equal? Probably not. Here we go. Tangent inverse of 1.2 divided by 2.4, 26.561 degrees, or 57 degrees. These are not equal. So therefore, does this sign represent an 8% grade? No. No, if anything, it represents more like a 50% grade. Okay, what is an approximate angle of elevation shown in the sign? 4.57. No, 26.57. That's the approximate angle of elevation shown in that sign. So there's my answer. Yo, thank you for watching our lessons on inverse tangent and normal tangent. I hope you've gained a lot of skill on that very first and very most important launching point for the conversation of trig ratios. There's tangent, cotangent, and inverse tangent that you needed to learn. So thank you for watching. We're going to go ahead and get into the next lesson where we talk about another relationship of sides of a right triangle. It's going to have another name, but the same feeling, the same thought, the same practice as tangent is going to be carried over in that lesson as well. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. I'll see you in the next episode.